I've never seen anything like this before. Opinion is split amongst Jamaicans as regards Julien Alfred's decision to run at the Diamond League final in Zurich in the 100 meters. This is because of a unique quirk in this year's World Championships schedule, let's say. Typically, there are two athletes that get a bye straight to the World Championships that don't have to qualify through their own individual national organizations. The reigning world champion from the previous World Championships, that in this case occurred in 2023, and the Diamond League champion, which all the time typically is the Diamond League champion from the previous year. So normally, the 2024 Diamond League champion would get a bye to the 2025 World Championships. But in this case, we have a peculiar situation in which the Diamond League final is taking place prior to the World Championships, and therefore the 2025 Diamond League champion is the one that gets the bye to the 2025 World Championships. That being the case, athletes that did not qualify for the World Championships through their national trials or their national organization, however each respective country does it, those athletes would typically not have a chance to be at the World Championships of that year. But this year is different, and the Jamaicans felt as though Tia Clayton had a chance to make it to the World Championships despite not qualifying through the Jamaica trials. She had an injury, she was struggling with injury, but after a strong showing at the Celestia Diamond League in which she finished second in a 10-8 behind Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, she established herself as one of the favorites to win the Diamond League final and therefore qualify for Tokyo through the wild card. Given that we knew Melissa Jefferson-Wooden was not going to run the Diamond League final, this left the field wide open, particularly as earlier in the year, Julien Alfred had indicated that she was not going to run any more Diamond League meets. She pulled out of the two that she was signed up to run. It was reported there was injury. She came out and said it wasn't injury, but either way, she wasn't going to run those. And we didn't know whether or not she was going to run in the Diamond League final. So when the news broke earlier this week that Julien Alfred would be taking place at the Diamond League final, Julien Alfred, the reigning 100-meter Olympic champion, the second fastest woman in the world this year behind Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, she would be running at this Diamond League final. She didn't need to. She's qualified for world champs. She's the only runner from St. Lucia, but she announced that she would be running. And that made some Jamaicans quite upset. They were just like, come on, man. Just allow Tia Clayton, man. Please just let her get this chance to get to the World Championships, because they know if she gets to the World Championships on times, she's one of the fastest in the world. And if you're one of the fastest women in the world on times, you could get a medal. And some Jamaicans felt as though Julien Alfred should have just not competed because she didn't need to, and just allow Tia Clayton to have a chance at making it to the World Champs. Some, on the other hand, felt like, you know what, it's fair play. How can you tell someone not to compete? If they're trying to compete, and there's money on the line, there's like 50K on the line. This is a Diamond League final we're talking about. Julien Alfred is the reigning Diamond League champion. She has every right to come and defend her title. So we get to the start line, and Tia Clayton, it doesn't matter who's there, okay? She has to focus on running her own race and running fast enough to qualify for that final. And she ran very, very fast. She ran 10.84, was clearly ahead of the rest of the field, but it was not enough because we're talking about Julien Alfred here. We're talking about the reigning Olympic 100-meter champion here. She ran a 10.76, beating Tia Clayton, beating the rest of the field, and retaining her Diamond League title, ending Tia Clayton's hopes to go to the World Championships in Tokyo. But she tried, okay? Tia Clayton, you tried. Should be proud. It's kind of peak, but that's the game. That's life. It's tough when you're in a really fast country. It's tough. I personally don't assign any blame to Julien Alfred. She did her thing. Even if it was strategic and she was trying to eliminate the competition, that's a smart move. Now, even if you think, Julien Alfred doesn't have to worry, Julien Alfred and Melissa Jefferson-Wooden are the two athletes that don't need to worry about Tia Clayton, because realistically, them on their best day, Tia Clayton nor anyone else is touching them this year. Championships is more than just the final race. You have to get to the final race. And if you can get rid of an athlete like Tia Clayton to be facing in the heats or the semis, that makes your heats or semis easier. That's blessed. So if it was a strategic move, it makes sense. If it was just a move for herself to get ready for Tokyo, which is more likely, it also makes sense because she hasn't run in a while. And everyone's been raving about Melissa Jefferson-Wooden. She's coming back and she's like, you know what? I'm going to show you, man, what I'm actually about, innit? I'm going to just remind you, man, that I'm here. I don't mind being the underdog because sometimes that's good to go under the radar, even as an Olympic champion. But she got that race under her belt, another 10-7 eliminated the competition in the process, and made it a clear two-horse race, in my opinion, for the women's 100-meter final in Tokyo. So as a result, I have two questions for you guys. Number one, what do you think of Julien Alfred's decision to... Actually, let's go three questions. What do you think of Julien Alfred's decision to run at this Diamond League final, number one? Number two, do you feel as though the qualification system is fair in that you can be one of the fastest women in the world, but just because there are other really fast women in the world in your country, you don't get to go, and slower athletes, which is the majority of everyone else, do get to go? Do you think that's fair? Because we're seeing this not only in Jamaica, but we're seeing this a lot amongst the Americans across multiple events. But then at the same time, at the World Championships, do you want that to be monopolized or duopolized or oligopolized? Sorry, by just a few countries, or do you need to limit it to 3 athletes per country so that it can be a true world championships? And then question number 3, do you think Julien Alfred can get it done against Melissa Jefferson-Wooden? Because Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, by what I'm hearing by everyone, is the favorites for this world champs. I actually think on paper, she's the favorite. She's not my pick. Julien Alfred's my pick. She's been my pick for a while, and I'm not changing that. Julien Alfred is doing the double at World Champs. She will come away with 100 and 200 meter gold. Julien Alfred to do the double at the World Champs. And some of you at the time agreed, some disagreed. Now, you know, I'm not going to change my pick because I'm sticking to that. And I genuinely believe in the 100 meter final, Julien Alfred can get it done. I've seen her do it last year, 10.72 in the rain in the Olympic final. I believe she can hold off Melissa Jefferson-Wooden in the 100 meter final in Tokyo. I'm aware it's a minority opinion, maybe an unpopular opinion, but it's my opinion. So why don't you share yours below in the comments? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think she can get it done? Or do you think this historic season that we're seeing Melissa Jefferson-Wooden have means that no one can touch her? Because if Melissa Jefferson-Wooden does crown this off with a World Championship gold in the times that she seems to be running, we have to put her in conversations. Conversations that may involve some of your favorite all-time 100-meter women sprinters, because this will go down, if she crowns it off with a World Championship gold, as one of the greatest sprinting seasons of all time. But that gold is what determines whether it goes in that conversation or not. So do you think she's going to get it done? Let me know in the comments. The full episode is dropping on Oko TV very soon, so make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss it. And follow Luke Oko on TikTok, Luke Oko TV on Instagram for more updates and content. My name's Luke Oko Siemi. Thanks for watching Oko TV. It's been real.